Test, test. Hello, hello. All right, we're trying to get it going here. What's up, everybody? Just checking my audio there for a second. Uh, hey, I got some exciting stuff to talk about while we're looking at these storms here. Let me do the old. There we go. We get all this stuff going here, and then we could talkie. There's something on my phone. That I was. There we go. Much better. All right. One more thing here. Just trying this feature out here. All right, we're looking into North Texas and Oklahoma here. There's some. We have a little bit of chance of a development here in this green shaded area. Oh. And there's some storms building off over here towards the west. I think that's what these chasers right here are looking at. Chasers right there. Watching for development right back here. Let's put these things in motion. Let's do 14 frames. Alright, anyway. There we go. Get us started there. No tornado warnings or anything. So anyway, what's up, everybody? So I'm kind of gonna give y'all a little bit of an update of what we got going on and everything. So I've been over the summer slowly been kind of getting my truck ready for the storm season here, the beginning of fall, and all that. What I'm doing differently than, and I'm really excited about it. You guys have heard me say this. If you've been following along, I've been wanting to do live streaming out of the truck, and the main thing that I needed to get was a laptop mount for the truck, right? Because I'll be streaming that way. And so finally, this past week, I pulled the plug on that. Pulled the trigger, I should say. Not pulling the plug. That's the opposite. So we finally did that. I figured, hey, I want to do live streaming out there by fall, but I was like, yeah, I could kind of put off getting that part until the end of summer. get back from our cruises and stuff. And so that's what I did. Once we got back from our cruise, I ordered it, and it came in yesterday, and installed it in the truck. Which, let me tell you, it like came with no instructions, and it came with all parts. So I had to look up YouTube videos and do it. But we got it up in there, and it's ready to go. Well, I need one thing. I need to get an inverter, and my battery is dead. Okay, so here's the deal. I was gone. I haven't driven the truck for like 3 weeks. Okay, the red truck. Haven't driven it for like 3 weeks. Get back to the house, cranked up fine. I was using it as normal. Okay. And then we took a little spur of the moment road trip out to California. So we got in the black truck, her truck, and we took a road trip. We went out to Los Angeles, did some things out there, did some things on the way there, and then we drove back, right? And we were gone from Monday to early Thursday morning, late Thursday night, right? It was a quick road trip, but it was just, we were going. Well, I left my radio on in the truck. It's like, oh, okay. Well, get back in the truck, crank it up, go. I was going to go somewhere, whatever. Battery's dead. Okay. Jumped it off, and I knew what it was. My radio ran down the battery. So, cranked it, drove around town a little bit, come back. Okay. Saturday, that was Saturday. I says, I'll crank it up Monday. Monday, dead. Cranked it up, driving around and everything. Then today, cranked it up, dead. So, I'm going to go buy a battery. So, I may do that tomorrow. Should have done that today. We went to town, but I didn't feel like yanking it out. But so changing the battery out on that. So, I got to do that. Or I'd be out there today, actually. Like I said, I need to get a charger for my laptop, right? The USB-C will not charge through the USB-C port that is in the truck. I guess it's not enough juice going to the laptop, because the laptop's pretty stout laptop. So I need to get a inverter. So either I'll probably go to either Walmart or a truck stop. I don't find them there at the truck stop. Probably spend more money at a truck stop. That's the only problem. And then let's see. But outside of that, I'm ready to go. I'll be filming with my GoPro. Pretty excited about that, because I was wondering how I was going to do it. I was like, oh, do I need to get another camera? I was like, oh my gosh. So I started looking up how to stream like a webcam with the GoPro, because that's basically what it is, right? So I'll be doing that with the GoPro. I figured it out, right? I started, I did a little test run on OBS. Works fine. StreamYard works fine. Now it's all about getting it out there. Now the only difference is that I cannot zoom in. Like some of these guys out here that are doing their storm chasing, they have an expensive, and I'm talking about a $1,200 camera, and that they live stream with, and they definitely can zoom in, and so I can't do that yet, and it's going to be fixed. It's not going to be movable. A lot of these guys can move it, right? Like you move and zoom in. I won't be able to do that yet, but hey, with GoPro, I'm just starting doing this, so I'll be streaming on these storm chases. I'll be doing less of this right here, unless it's like somewhere where I can't go. or if it's a hurricane or something like that, something to, with the off season. Might have to use a Canon. No, like I said, the GoPro will stream, right? The GoPro will stream. I got the GoPro Hero 9. Mine doesn't now. My Max won't. But I already looked into that because I was like, hey, well, can I do it with both cameras? I can't do that. So, but yeah, I'll be able to stream. Boom. That's why I'll be. So that's going to be coming. I won't have to use my phone. Now, see, the purpose of streaming, right? See, I could be doing this right now, right? Where I could go and take my GoPro, and you could see me kind of like a picture-in-picture. You're seeing who's talking to you. But because with OBS, that's the thing about OBS. You have a lot more creativity with OBS than StreamYard. Now, I'm still going to probably use StreamYard in some cases, but I'm not for sure. Is basically going to just be OBS, unless that just doesn't work that well. And then we could go back to StreamYard, or some of these other guys uses Streamlabs. And other streaming services. So that's going to be trial and error is what we're doing there. Trial and error. So, but definitely fun, right? Like, man, I'm looking forward to this, man. I just really am. Really looking forward to the possibilities. Really looking forward to the possibilities, that's for sure. It frees up my phone, right? So you guys will see, when I'm chasing, I'll probably have the radar going. But you won't have, like on my radar, and like most of you guys have a radar of some sort on your phone, shows like a little dot of where you're at. Now, the laptop won't show where I'm at. That's the only downside. But that frees up my phone, where I could, do what I've been doing on my phone is following my, following the, I could change things up, right? Like what I see. So the radar that I'll probably show the audience is not the radar that I'm using. Like right now I'm using this, but this is going to be kind of, okay, this is what the audience is seeing, but what I'm seeing is going to show, where I'm at. All right, and I'm looking at different things. I'm not just looking at the rain. I'm looking at the wind velocity. I'm looking at a lot of different things here. And so that's where we're at. So I may go. I know we've got chances of storms all week, so probably not tomorrow, but possibly this weekend. Don't know quite yet. Haven't set up my new phone with all the weather stuff yet. What kind of phone did you get? I know the 15 Pro Maxes will be coming out here within the next week or so. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one because my phone, which is 12, I got a 12 Pro Max, and it works just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing with these freaking iPhones. These iPhones, they've gotten to where when they come out with a new iPhone, they make just very little changes. It's not like when these smartphones were brand new and you had, the new phone had some major things. Nowadays a new phone is just like, okay, it has these little options, but it doesn't really make your phone that much better. So that's where I'm at. Do I need a new phone? No, my phone works just fine. The battery works just fine. I don't really do any filming with my camera. Don't really take any photos with my camera, and the ones that I do work just fine. So So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a new camera or not. I'm not sure. It'd be nice to have something new, but yeah. Yeah, I can't justify a new one either, right? Unless my phone just dies and ain't no bueno for caca, but it ain't like that. It just ain't like that. So, but yeah, this has turned into tech talk. But I guess I should rename this. I'm gonna rename this. Screw it. Channel update. Let's see, and live radar. Let me put Texas and Oklahoma in it. Texas, Oklahoma. I'm gonna change it up. There we go. So anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with this. I haven't given this up. It's just it's been summertime. But now that fall is coming, you start to see the radar pick up around down here, and it's just like, okay, now it's starting, get ready for the truck. I had a lot of stuff going on this summer, right, with the Ham Fest, getting stuff, getting involved with the club, and then the cruise, or the two cruises. But now it's starting to, like, okay, now I could start to add this going on, right? So definitely looking forward to an active I forgot to do something here. Transition. There we go. Much better. You're a little better. Look, get rid of some of that. This guy's going over here. Watch these storms develop. Anyways, yeah, so this fall it'll be kind of a start with the new streaming. Hopefully, start to gather or get new audience, and that's kind of one of the things that's kind of holding me back on this. I took a chance with this channel, right, to use this because it already has the subscriber count, rather than starting a new channel from scratch. You think, oh, what's the difference? So the difference is that algorithms, aka audience, your audience here is used to something, whether it's trucking related or just BS, because this was just kind of a BS channel. That's what it really was. And then taking this audience and then making it all weather. Well, the audience is not going to watch because that's not what they subscribed for, right? And you're kind of, your channel, YouTube sees you in this space right here, this part of the pie, right? Where I'm aiming for a different audience on another slice of the pie, over on the other side of the pie. You know what I mean? So it's difficult to grab that new audience, but it's all it takes is getting a few people, and then that few people become a few more people, then a few more people, and then that's how it works. So, but it's constant doing this, okay, and that's the struggles of doing this, right? This is the struggles of changing something. Now, if this doesn't work within a few months, there's a good possibility that I just scrap this idea for this channel and start one from scratch. You know what I mean? And there's a possibility I may go do that. So we'll probably go and give it a couple of months. So we'll probably give it to wintertime. Once wintertime hits and the storms kind of slack off, it's like, okay, what am I going to do in 2024 with this channel? Well, let's go ahead and just either continue on this channel. Maybe we've grown, or it's kind of stayed just like this. So we'll just go start a new channel. So that's kind of where I'm at on that, right? Because, I mean, my cruising channel, I started that up as a cruising channel. A cruising channel, straight up. The audience, 100% of the audience there are there for cruising content. Fishing channel, even though I haven't done anything on it. But what, 200-300 people that I have on that channel were there for fishing. You know, and but this is, I put the Gamer Pat videos on here back in the day. That's where I did all the Gamer Pat. All that stuff is still on private. It's still here. That's what this channel was. So, if we wanted to do it, get back in that audience, I could go and put those videos back up and start clowning on people. But that's not what I'm wanting to do here, and not really have that. I don't really want to do that anywhere, but that's what this channel was. And these storms they are intensifying out west of Childress, out that way. So we're just kind of watch those as we talk. But yeah, I'm ready to not just sit here and watch. Where I want to be out there. I want to be out there streaming, and this is my streaming will start right as I leave the house. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I will. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see. By the way, my wife and I cuss you out on your latest cruise video. Why? What happened? Was that the Grand Cayman one or the Jamaica you guys watch? Because we didn't do anything. And I don't want to spoil it too much for the second week. The reason why I've been slow to upload is because we took the road trip out to California, and so that kind of delayed a little bit. I was wanting to do 2 or 3 a week. Oh, all of them. Okay. Well, it gets better. It gets better. I will say I did vlog the storm. I know was it Idea. I can't remember. Idalia, whatever that storm was called. I know that's an ancient past now, but I've got, I'm vlogging during that. Honduras, right? Honduras, I'm out there snorkeling. Got the back-to-back video that I made. So what that means is, what I mean by have that made is that we were, I filmed the process of doing a back-to-back, right? Doing the whole back-to-back process. And I've watched other back-to-back videos out there, and no one has done what I've done, right? I bring a new perspective. And I watched some of the best ones do best YouTubers in the cruising space. I've watched the best ones, and I think I covered a lot more information than what they did. So I kind of pre-watched their videos. I was like, okay, what are these guys doing? What can I make this experience better? So yeah, you guys will see that. And we'll in the last day of the cruise, I throw on a little Jimmy Buffett little thing there. You're doing right with the videos. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It's hard to do the videos when you don't book an excursion on those port days and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of stuff, right, that you guys will see. There's a lot more content, a lot more. I'm not even halfway done. Okay, I'm not even halfway done. I've got some of the best snorkeling stuff that some of the best that I've ever done. And I didn't even snorkel that much, but it was just that good. So I'm ready to put that out, but I'm just doing it, day by day. But anyways, back to this, because I gotta get those out because we got another cruise in December, and those will be all new ports, all new ship, all new everything. So only thing old is Carnival and us. So the but I'm looking forward to these storms popping up this fall because I'll be streaming. Right. I guess the next thing I need to do is audio. You know what I mean? Like the talking part. You know what I mean by because I know the audio is going to be kind of bad because you're going to hear a lot of the road noises. You'll hear the rain. Where I would love just to have a clean audio, but that may make people may want to see the rain. People definitely want to hear the hail if it's hailing, right? That's what the audience wants to hear. So I may just leave it like it is, but it's going to be hard to hear me because the camera is probably going to be up on the audio is probably going to come in off of the GoPro, unless I do something else with the microphone situation. That's a wait and see type of thing. May play it out the first time that way, but maybe take me a Bluetooth headset with me, and say you're just one out west over here. Let me look. So you got Childress right here. Go 7 frames. They are intensifying. It's just a small. There's not a big chance for. Let me give you kind of a little bit of a scope of what we're looking at here. This is for today, right? Am I looking at today? I am looking at today. And this is for tomorrow. Nothing for tomorrow. That earlier today it said that they did have something for tomorrow, so this is only a today thing. Yep. No data for tomorrow. So this is pretty much a today thing. Send me a picture. I need to charge my phone. Hang on, I don't even have my phone up here with me. Let me get my phone here. There we go. Why did my wife try calling at 4:40? How long have I been streaming? Hang on, let me call my wife. Did you try calling a while ago? Or what is it? Oh, okay. Alright, just make sure you didn't anything. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. You see, That's a good shot right there. Love the storm clouds, man. That's a good thing about doing with the GoPro, streaming out there with the GoPro. I could go like when we're, you could go with the different looks, right? I believe. I don't know. This is something I'm still trying to work on. I didn't test earlier, but I should still be able to change the settings. From the wide angle to narrow. So, which narrow will do. That's the best I could do with looking at, as far as zooming in goes. But with the wide angle, when you're traveling, when you're outside, kind of like you are, you're kind of outside and you can really get a good look at those clouds. And they look pretty. I think what you sent me was a beautiful picture. I like looking at stuff like that. So, what's up, MF? Sitting here talking about instead of being the nerd here in my shack, being a nerd out there in the field, and that's really where I'm wanting to be at. So we've got the tools in place. That's the only thing that I've lacked, right? I could go out there, but before, all I could do is give you guys a recorded video. But now I could stream live out there, which that's what all the YouTubers are doing in this storm chasing. Now, do they still record videos? Absolutely. But live streaming is where it's at because people want to see the storms as they're happening live. Like when you watch a Weather Channel, what's the best part? Is when you've got a field, someone out there in the field. It's like, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm looking, going through. You got Jim Cantori out there, right? I'm in the eye of the storm. But that's what people want to see. And let's just face it, this is YouTube, Facebook, live streaming for storms. That's where it's at. People don't watch TV. Us older people, yeah, we still watch TV. We still watch the news. But I would say more and more people are less and less people are watching the news, which is a good thing, But it's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for us that, you don't have to have a college degree to go storm chasing. You don't have to have a college degree to go make a living off of film production. You don't have to have that. When before, if you want to go work for somebody, we need to, you need to go to school for that. And, I did go to school for that. I didn't finish school. Hence the reason why I ended up being a truck driver. But being a truck driver opened up the door to to my YouTube stuff, for sure. Because I allowed the Bonehead Truckers to come in, right? You think if I was just a normal guy, if I was a normal guy that didn't drive a truck, decided to go, I'm gonna make a channel called Bonehead Truckers. No, that wouldn't have flown. That wouldn't have flown. But because I did put 20 years in, I was like, okay, I know trucking, and I have my pet peeves, and I have and I love videos. I love video production. I love doing this. And I put my two passions together. Now that opens up the door for me to do something I wanted to do since I was a kid. And that was, well, let's just face it, chase storms, talk about the weather with people. All right? And to be able to do that before, you needed to be a meteorologist. Now, yes, meteorologists, they study the weather, they have a college degree, they know a lot more about weather than I will ever know. I'm never putting myself in the meteorologist type of, category. I'm just a Joe Blow, right? But when I was a kid, I looked at Gary England. You can go search him up. I looked at people like Gary England, and I was like, I wanted to be that guy. And now, I'm not going to be a Gary England. I'm not going to be the one on TV giving you the weather. But I could go storm chasing. And I could show the radar and kind of report what we're seeing. Right? And I don't need a college degree to do that. I don't need to be a meteorologist. Now, a meteorologist is going to give you a lot more information than I ever will. That's a fact check. So if Gary England was a YouTuber, he'd have millions of subscribers. He just would. Kind of like Reed Trimmer. I'll never be a Reed Trimmer or Ryan Hall. I won't be those guys. I could just be me. But hey, that's the fun of it, right? You could be you. 'Cause those guys are them. And you guys are on the ground floor of this. If this thing turns out big, you guys will be on the ground floor of this, which is pretty cool, I think. So I remember him when he was struggling trying to get this channel kind of rebranded and putting a new brand. He started this storm chasing, It's like, yeah. I like a lot of you guys knew me before the whole Bonehead Truckers took off. Right? So, which is cool. That one over there north of Childress is getting bigger. Bigger and bigger. Looks like they put a box on there. Let me look. See what kind of box they put on there. Severe thunderstorm warning expires in 33 minutes. At 5:26 p.m., severe thunderstorm was located 8 miles northeast of Childress, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So, there's that. 60 miles an hour is no joke. And see, these guys are going and following that storm. See what happens. Agreed millions for Gary England. Gary England was, I remember. So here's the deal. Everybody knows me that I'm a Texas guy, right? Everybody knows I'm a Texas guy. Unfiltered, you've heard me say this, so I'm just going to retell it. Everybody knows me from Texas guy, but when I was about 5 or 6 years old, we moved to Oklahoma. I believe it was my first grade. I was first grade. This was 6 or 7 maybe. First grade, I moved to. So here's the deal. My grandparents lived here. He got a job up in Anadarko, Oklahoma. And I would go up and visit. My mom was single. And go up and visit. And we eventually moved up there. And my grandfather was, he would tell me about this guy named Gary England. Now, at the time, I didn't care. But he loved Gary England. And so, but he was like, hey, Isaac. Back then, everybody called me Isaac. Say, Isaac, every Friday night at 10 o'clock on the weather, he says it's Friday night in the big town. And I'd listen for him to say that. As a little kid, it was those type of things. But I'd watch the weather to get into that. And then we started having bad weather, right? My mom got her ham radio license, and she started doing storm spotting and take me along with her. But eventually they just put her as net control at the fire department in Anadarko. And we lived right across the street. You know this, Unfiltered. We lived right across the street from the fire department. So she just walk over there. But they had her doing the net control because she was a woman. At least that's what I think now. I didn't think of it like that then. It's like, well, we're not going to have the woman in harm's way. We're going to put her in net control. But as a kid, the net control, that was boring to me. I wanted to be out there in the stuff. That's just like I'm telling these guys at the radio club. It's like, I don't want to have anything to do with net control. Okay, unless I just have to. But I want to be out there in the field. That's where I want to be. So that's with our local weather nets, so anyway, so that's, so going through storms in Oklahoma, you begin to follow Gary England would have these things like, kind of like, if you guys ever went to Skywarn training, they do regionally. Like you get them usually in either the fall or the winter time. But Gary England would do the same thing, but it wasn't called Skywarn. He would go to different towns, and I remember going and seeing him in Chickasha, Oklahoma, and he put on this presentation, the whole town of Chickasha. Okay, this guy was a rock star. Gary England was a freaking rock star in Oklahoma. He flew in on his red Channel 9 freaking helicopter and walked in, and there was like people lining up and everything. And I remember that was, I've done plenty of Skywarn training, but that was like the first training that I had on storms. Like, okay, this is how you see a storm, this is a wall cloud, this is a funnel cloud, these are scud clouds, these are this clouds, and hail, talking about wind speeds and rain, and how tornadoes work. And he did this whole big thing, right? And he did it all over the state of Oklahoma. He go to all these things. It was a big deal. He was a rock star, and that's cool. And I always wanted to be. I didn't want to be so much like him, right? I wanted to see the storms with my own two eyes. So in this past year, I finally saw my second tornado. I've seen one tornado before, but as a chaser, I saw my first tornado, and let me tell you, the power and just like, wow. And it was a small tornado. It wasn't even a big tornado, but it was just because it was, it was a tornado right there in front of me, and I was like, oh, taken back by it. Like, yeah, that was it. So, and I want more of that. It was a rush. I want more. And doing it live is where it's at. So, but that's the love and passion. So my stint with Oklahoma, like I lived up there for a few years as a kid. My mom and we moved back. I was still, 4th or 5th grade. So we only lived there for like 2 or 3 years, 4 years maybe. And then, but after that though, I spent every summer after that in Oklahoma. Every summer. Even till I was a teenager. Every summer in Oklahoma. And life was good up there. Life was good. My grandparents, they bought a house in Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. And that storm's getting bigger and bigger right there, you can tell. But They got a house in Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, and you can see forever. You can see the Wichita Mountains up there. You just, you know, I would go outside and take a VHS camera, camcorder, and film from the back porch, back patio. Too young to drive. I go out there and film. I'm sure somewhere there's tapes of that. I'm sure somewhere there is. So, because I filmed them. But anyway, and then when my grandfather retired, he sold the house and moved back to Texas. And then after that, I didn't come back to Oklahoma until my wife and I did a po' boys honeymoon up there. It was like, you know what? Let's go in Oklahoma, go into the Wichitas, go into Fort Cobb Lake and all that kind of stuff, go camping. That was a po' boys honeymoon. Yeah, that's what we did. And but I didn't really go back until I started driving a truck. And when I started driving a truck, I always, when I was at Color Spot Nurseries, I always tried to volunteer myself for all the Oklahoma City loads. And I was there in Oklahoma City so much. I've spent so many years working in Oklahoma City with Color Spot Nurseries, Masonite, Bellaflor. Yeah. And so I've watched Oklahoma City transform, like you guys have that's lived up there. You guys watched that city transform. Oh, there's a lot of roots in Oklahoma. Both my grandparents are born and raised there, so lots of roots. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting out here and chasing storms. Again, I may figure out my audio situation that way. I'm not having to yell at the camera, but when we're in the rain, when we're in the hail, you guys are want to hear that part. So, but we're gonna start off basic, doing it here on OBS. I'm using OBS with this, or StreamYard, but then kind of go from there. Work out all the bugs that I'll have, and we'll try to make it as best as we can for you guys. We'll try to do our best. And maybe, hopefully, we'll be like these big chasers that have all the stuff on their cars, or weather stations that are on their cars and trucks and stuff like that. You'll see them. And eventually I want to do something like that, but one thing at a time. The major hurdle that I've had was the live streaming from out there. That's the major hurdle. Now that we're pretty much got that figured out, I'm going to make sure my internet in the truck is where it needs to be. But that was a big hurdle to get over, and so can't wait. So hopefully, maybe even as early as this weekend. Now I know we have some storms on Sunday coming out, but I'm just going to give you guys a 411. If we got storms on Sunday, the Cowboys are playing, and listen, I could go another day. I could go storm chasing another day. My Cowboys take they take priority. Call me a nerd, call me a dork, call me a loser, call me not whatever. Just I'm a Cowboys fan, and that's what I do. Yeah, that storm's getting big. Let's take a look at this, huh? Let's take a Let's take a peek inside the storm. So there's the color differentials. So this is the wind velocity, where you see the green and the red. That's wind direction. Wind's going probably this way. Wind's going that way right there. And when you see the red, it's going a different direction, right? And so when you meet up just like that, that's where you get your gusts and all that. But then you see this little circle-ish. If that gets tighter, if all these colors kind of get tighter around one circle, that's when you're kind of looking at a potential wall cloud. So that's that's why we're maybe, I'll be looking at this, right? Not so much this, because that's just like almost like a gust front. So let's put that in motion. How about that? Now let's compare it to where it is on the radar, which would be right here in this area, the southern part of the storm. So this is where, that's where try some. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just playing around. But yeah, that's what we were looking at right there. Again, take a look at that. Taking wind velocities right there, just west of Kirkland. Should be right here in that area, right there. Which, so that's where, if I was in this, being going up and down 287 would be a great look at this storm. Unless you just want to get into the direct path of it, then you would do what this guy's doing right here. This guy's taking some of these roads, which are little farm roads that they have out there. In Oklahoma, they call them section line. See how it's kind of it's east, but it's kind of maybe turning towards the south just a tad bit. That means it's really gaining strength. Another way to watch it gain strength is showing the lightning strikes. Let's see, where's my lightning detection? Let's go the last 5 minutes. Not a whole lot of lightning with it. Let's go in the last 15 minutes. Yeah, there's not as much lightning as what I thought there would be with that. Just a few strikes. That's usually how you can tell a storm is getting stronger, is by lightning strikes. You know what? Let's leave that on. No, I don't really need it. See, that was just probably just a little bit of an outflow, is what that was. See, It's kind of moving away from the storm. Talking about this right here. And that's kind of changing colors. I think that may be just like a little microburst or something. It could have been all that is. Don't think that that's some circulation of any sort to be concerned about, really. But I still want to be looking in this area right here. So if I was out here, I'd be on 287, kind of following along. And then having some of these other roads kind of as an option to go north. So let's see what this guy's seeing. So this guy's probably looking. He's probably looking towards the east or to the west. These are the best storm chasing right here, right? When you're looking at when you're going and you can see forever. There's not a lot of houses or a lot of people out here. He's got that Starlink. That may be on the list of things to get, even though I don't really know where to put it. What happened? You guys see that? Okay, he went off there for a second. There he goes. I see you there, Chaka Gillis. Appreciate you stopping by. Stay tuned. It's going to get pretty crazy. Pretty crazy for us. Let me pull this up on my phone. Makes it a little easier. There we go. I can see the comments on my phone. And that's another thing I need to get is some lights for the truck. Some amber lights. But I probably won't put them on top. I'll probably put them in the back windshield. So pretty soon that's going to be where we're able to... we'll be out there streaming. Now, what I may end up doing is being able to do this with the GoPro. Now, obviously, he's taking his camera out, and he may have this where it's Bluetooth or not, maybe Wi-Fi connected to his video. Stuff. Look at all the hell dents in that guy's car. Oh my gosh, maybe I need to go buy another truck, an older truck. I can't do red and blue, you know that. I wish I could do red and blue and be like, hey, look at me, get out of my way, but it don't work like that. Get the real red and blues after you. Why are you trying to be a cop? I just want people out of my way, that's all. They see red and blue coming up. It's like, oh, we need to get out of his way. But they see amber. It's like, who cares about this guy? He's a construction worker or some crap like that. Oh, man. But yeah, that's going to be us, man. We won't be looking at some other guys on here. It'll be us. I can't wait. I can't wait to be that guy for you, or that guy for you guys here. Maybe get some new viewers, people, find the channel or whatnot. I'm not gonna. He's narrating, but I'm not gonna put that on. Now this storm is headed his way, so pretty soon he's going to be covered in rain and hail and all sorts of stuff. See back there, when he's facing up that way, he's looking west to northwest. That's another thing I need to get is new wiper blades for the truck. All right. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I don't know. What am I doing here? There we go. So that's where that guy's at, right there. Where you should be with this guy right here.
But we'll talk about how you can use that. Probably a future YouTube short or something. It is an advanced feature, but it has its benefits for non-advanced users, if that makes sense. We can teach you, I promise.
So, I'm not a fan of this guy. I'm not a fan. He's kind of I'm just not a fan of the guy, right? There's another guy out there that I like. He doesn't really talk down to people like that guy does and think he's better than everybody. That's that guy. I'm not a big fan of him. This other guy, he's all right. This guy that we're watching, they kind of run together, though. This guy, Brandon. But Vince, not a fan of Vince at all. Just kind of a... I don't know. Just I have my own opinions, and that's about it. I guess I like the older guys, and a lot of these guys are kids. I mean by kids, they're in their 20s. And I'm kind of more of a guy that prefers the older guys, because they're a little bit more humble about it and, more life experiences. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. But they do this for a living. They do the storm chasing. They do this for a living. So, and eventually that's where I want to be. well, with that being said, we'll cut this thing short. You know, appreciate you guys watching, listening to me ramble and look at the weather, talking about all this stuff. Maybe I'll make a video once we have everything set up in the truck. Make a video, show you guys what I'm working with. So yeah. I'll just go inside and not a lot of much of anything with that storm. Maybe some hail. Who's he talking about? Vince. This I can't say his last name. This guy right here, Vince Walty. I don't know how you say his name. I mean, he's got some cool gadgets and all, right? Different camera points. Maybe we'll get there.
It's got to be this. Yeah, it's this.
I'm just not a fan of
Look
them.
at the dust up there. I just can't really see that very well. That's awesome. Steve's on the way. See the? Can you guys make that dust out? Big wall of dust coming.
Yeah, that guy.
All right, we gotta take this somewhat sketchy gravel road here.
But hopefully I could be a little better. Anyways, we'll holler at you guys later, and we're gonna go and I don't know if we're eat dinner or whatnot. I ate breakfast and lunch. But I appreciate you guys watching and staying tuned to what we got going on here in the future. All right, hopefully really soon. All right, talk to y'all later.